Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash, and double on themselves great millstone while let this truth. And also to the whole elect that's scattered abroad. I like to say, shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is, the US dollar is ending. So I like to say shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to the true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So that about the US dollar is ending. And how do we know that? We're seeing that all these different nations is what is leaving the dollar. A lot of people is done with the dollar, which in fact is what Russia, China, also what Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying? They constantly, going to the gold standard, it's also is, Russia is getting ready to go to their own currency. And everybody, we seeing that they're beginning to hate the whore. And everybody, these BRIC nations, get ready to be in collaboration to start their own economy. And everybody, and America is still fighting to be the world's superpower. And everybody, hey, they're constantly fighting and striving. They seeing that, their economy is constantly plunging. They're seeing that the dollar is constantly is plunging. We seeing that, that the dollar is getting ready to be obsolete. And everybody, we knowing that they're getting ready to roll out this 12 week pilot plan, to start this new 5G blockchain system, which in fact is the new world order, this global reset, the beast banking system. But that about a lot of these nations, which in fact is Russia and China, North Korea, and the BRICS nation, and that about it, they're getting ready to turn against the whore. And that about it, so that about it, they are imagining a vain thing, and everybody thinking that they're getting ready to be the next superpower. And everybody, we seeing that things are constantly are picking up. We seeing that America is weak, and everybody, the other nations are seeing that America is weak. We have a weak leader. We have a weak infrastructure. We have a weak economy. And everybody, hey, it's up for grab. And everybody, China really, thinking that they're going to be the next superpower. But the next superpower that is coming is It's the kingdom of heaven through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is the US dollar is ending. So we get started with this quick news article that I have. We'll read just a little bit of it, and then we'll go into the I have two videos, and I hope that you get edified by today's lesson. So we get started at the top. It says CNBC, and it reads that a growing club of very powerful countries is steering away from the US dollar. So let's read a little bit of this article. And it said the US dollar has been the world's major reserve currency for decades, but that status could come under threats as very powerful countries seek to undermine its importance. So like warned Annie Corinne from the institution from the analysts of global security. Major movers such as China, Russia, and European Union have a strong motivation to de-dollarize, says Coring, co-directors at the Energy and Security think tank on Wednesday. And everybody, so they're thinking to get away from the dollar, so to they call it dollarization, to get rid of the dollar. They are done with the dollar. They're getting ready to start they new enterprise, they new economy, which in fact they want to go back on the gold standards. And everybody, they're thinking of the heathens are raising. They're thinking of a vain thing to be the next superpower. And everybody, they're getting ready to come up against America. When you go to Revelation chapter 17, it said they shall hate the whore. And everybody, hey, that's getting ready to happen. So let's read a little bit more of this. It says, but we don't know that we don't know what's going to come next, but what we do now is that the current situation is unstable. Corin said, you have a growing club of countries, very powerful countries. To be sure, the dollar is seen as one of the safest investment in the world, and and but one factor curbing countries in enthusiasm from the greenback is the prospect of being subject to the U.S. Jurisdiction when they transact in the dollar. When the U.S. dollar is used, all transactions are cleared through an American bank. Entireties are subject to U.S. jurisdiction. Say even if they have nothing to do with the U.S. Coring told CNBC Swadrick Box, but the other body say, hey, we're here and out about it, so they don't want to be under the dollar anymore. You know what I'm saying? So the petrodollar has been been the world currency, but that about it, it's beginning to be a thing of the past. And that about they seeing that, that America is weak. They seeing that the infrastructure is weak. They seeing what the nation is divided. And that about it, so the BRICS nations are coming together, coming into collaboration together against the whore. And that about Bible prophecy are jumping off the page. And that about we're here. It's at the door. So we get started with our first video. Sorry to be rambling. Let's get started with the first video.
Hegemony is ending. The U.S. dollar is coming to an end, thanks to what China and Russia are doing. Now, the U.S. dollar will continue, just won't be the world's reserve currency for very much longer. Here's a report from last week at a meeting of major economists. Economists discuss Russia, China potentially developing a gold-backed currency that could undermine the U.S. dollar. And it's not even a potential. They're actually doing this right now. So if you have your family's finances tied to the U.S. dollar, you're warned. You're warned about what's coming, guys. Again, if your dollar is sitting, if your finances are sat in a 401k plan or some sort of a government joined currency retirement account, you are being warned, okay? So this report explains this. Several experts have shared their views on Russia and China potentially creating a new gold-backed currency. Fox Business reported on Saturday, emphasizing that China has been buying up huge quantities of gold, while Russia was forced off the U.S. dollar due to sanctions imposed on the country following its invasion of Ukraine. And that's interesting because here's more in this story. Craig Singleton, senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies and a former U.S. diplomat, explained that Chinese leaders have talked about reforming the global financial system and reducing the U.S. dollar's dominance for 2 decades. Two components in that strategy center around the development of a yuan-based global commodities trading system and efforts by China in partnership with Russia and other like-minded countries to challenge dollar dominance by creating a new reserve currency. Yes, one that's backed by gold. In essence, Beijing and Moscow are seeking to build their own sphere of influence and a unit of currency within that sphere of influence. In effect, inoculating themselves from the threat of U.S. sanctions. They are absolutely right about it. The data shows that the Swiss exports of gold to China in July rose to their highest level since December of 2016. According to the Swiss customs data, Switzerland shipped 80 tons of gold worth 4.4 billion Swiss francs to mainland China during that month. This is an astonishing amount of gold that China is buying. What these thugs at the WEF are doing is really consolidating a global central banker's dictatorship to hand the biggest banks and financial institutions control over fiscal policy. It brings us one step closer to the full implementation of the Great Reset, meaning an unelected group of thugs get to spend your money how they see fit. And they create the money out of thin air while China and Russia are shoring up their own currencies with gold, which is, of course, lasted 4,000 years. It's no wonder why they don't like Putin backing his currency by something tangible like gold. It terrifies them.
Ghana has made a big move. It decided to stop using dollars to buy oil and instead to use gold. Bear in mind, it's one of the largest cocoa providers of the world. So it's the largest chocolate producer in the world. And as we all know, Russia has done what we call de-dollarization. And remember, Russia is one of the largest gas providers of the world, has stopped using dollar completely. I personally think we need a few more commodity nations to stop using the dollar to see the fall of the dollar. And personally, the next big move is going to be either from China or from Saudi Arabia to see the end of the dollar.
So let's get started with today's lesson. And out about we seeing that, that Russia, they are done with the dollar. And out about it, they're going to back it with something that is worth something, which in fact is gold. And out about we knowing that the paper dollar is not worth anything. So all the corruption, all the lies, and all the deceiving that America has done, which in fact is Babylon the Great, it's a thing of the past. And out about we seeing that these other nations are rising up against the whore. We seeing that the Lord is doing a mighty work. And out about we cannot wait. The Lord is getting ready to what? To destroy this place. And out about we read upon judgment. And out about judgment is getting ready to come upon what? Babylon the Great. And out about, hey, we constantly warning you left and right. So things are changing. We seeing that they're getting ready to roll out this 12-week pilot plan. You know what I'm saying? To start this new digital rollout. You know what I'm saying? Which in fact, you know what I'm saying? Where you would not be able to buy or sell unless you be a part of this beast banking center. But what? The Lord said they would not be able to perform their enterprise. So hey, let's start up. Let's start up in Obadiah chapter 1. And we'll start up at verse 7. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. It said, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And out about that, hey, we seeing it. That's happening left and right. We seeing that everyone is turning against the American dollar. And out about they would call it dollarization. You know, so I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But anyway, they're getting done with the dollar. They're coming up under that gold standard. And also the BRIC nation and also and NATO, they're getting ready to come in collaboration. And out about so that out about the dollar is what is beginning to become worthless and out about obsolete. And out about that's why they're getting ready to try to reset everything and try to be to remain in the next to remain the world superpower. But that about they'll imagine a vain thing, and also these countries are imagine a vain thing. So let's get that next. Let's go to Proverbs, Salaki. Let's go to Proverbs chapter Psalms 1 moment. Psalm chapter 2. Throat a little dry, but we're gonna constantly do the will of the Lord. Psalm chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, said, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Let's read it again. Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 1 said, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And I'm about to say, hey, so we're seeing that these BRIC nations are coming in. We're seeing that Russia is done with the dollar. We're seeing Ghana, you know what I'm saying? They leaving America alone. You know what I'm saying? All that was in Confederacy with them has laid a wound under them. They constantly they turn against them. You know what I'm saying? And out about they seeing that America is weak. And out about they're trying to be the next superpower. That's why they are vain. That's why they are imagining a vain thing. And out about but the kingdom of heaven is coming. That the new world order, what they're thinking of is not going to happen. The new world order, what is coming is is the kingdom of heaven. And out about what dwells in righteousness. And out about hey, we're here. It is at the door. And how about we seeing that the U.S. dollar is is constantly is diminishing right before our eyes. We seeing that they get ready to set up this new world currency. You know, so this new digital society where we would be digital, programmable, injectable. You understand what I'm saying? And about the MOTB, the RFD microchip, you would not be able to buy or sell. The mark of the beast is getting ready to come into play. And about hey, the Lord said they would not be able to perform their enterprise. And about we seeing things and what is happening all around the world. And about the Lord is doing a mighty work. So now let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 51. One moment. One moment, Jeremiah chapter 51, and we'll start up at verse 6. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6, Salaki. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. One moment. And it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul, but soul be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense. Verse 7, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nation have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one unto his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. Verse 10, the Lord has brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the works of the Lord our power. Verse 11, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which in fact is Russia, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. And I about hate the indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So the Lord is getting ready to judge this place. And I about for the controversy of Zion. And I about, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this place has been been fat. This, everyone has been living fat off the whole in America. But that about America is getting ready to fall. Babylon the Great, and out about it, which in fact was the golden cup in the Lord's hand. And out about the Lord is getting ready to destroy this place. And out about we seeing that all these nations are rising up against America, which in fact, once again, is Babylon the Great. And out about the hate, we are here. It is at the door. We're seeing that our economy is constantly collapsing. We're seeing that we're at the end of the dollar. We're seeing that they're getting ready to start this global reset. You know what I'm saying? This new world order. You know what I'm saying? This digital society, this digital ID, and out about where you would not be able to buy or sell. But out about we seeing that it's rolling out right before our eyes. And out about it's time to watch, pray, and be sober. Because you know why? The kingdom of heaven, it is at hand. So let's get a quick precept. Let's go to Isaiah one moment. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 10. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 10. And it reads that, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And everybody, they seeing that America is very weak. They seeing that inner structure is very weak. They seeing that we are divided. And everybody, if a nation is divided, it cannot stand. And everybody, hey, we already know that we're getting ready to get invaded by Russia and China too. And everybody, China is trying to be the next superpower. Imagine a vain thing. Also Russia. And everybody, so they're all in collaboration. And also the BRIC nation, they consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and also many more is joining the BRIC nation. So those are the ones they're getting ready to hate the whore. And also the EU and also NATO, they're getting ready to turn against her. And out about hate, you know what I'm saying? Every hand of the wicked is getting ready come upon America, which in fact is Babylon the Great. Bible prophecy are coming in life left and right. And out about it's time to seek the Lord. And out about, hey, we're coming upon this time. We in the end time. And the end is being manifest right before our eyes. So now, let's go to Job. Let's go to Job one moment. Let's go to Job chapter one moment. Still a little bit on the weather. Job chapter 20 and verse 22. Job chapter 20 and verse 22. It said, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in strait. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Almighty shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And out about right now, he's trying to set up what? This new digital rollout. He's trying to set up this new world order, one world currency, one world government. You know what I'm saying? One world what? Power. You know what I'm saying? And out about it, hey, he will not be able to perform his enterprise. He shall be in strait because what? Every hand of the wicked, which in fact, the one that was what? In collaboration with him. And out of which in fact, the BRIC nation, the what? NATO, you know what I'm saying? Russia, China, North Korea. Everyone is getting ready to turn on what? AKA Babylon the Great. And out about it, this place is getting ready to be a total desolation. And out about it, hey, he thinking that he's gonna be remain the what? The superpower, but that about he's in for a rude awakening. This place is getting ready to be a total desolation. The Lord said I'm against thee. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's getting ready to send that destroying wind. And out about hey, he's getting ready to judge this place. Because of the what? All the wickedness and all the innocent blood that was shed, and also for the controversy of Zion. And we're here. It is at the door. The Lord is is getting ready to set everything back into order. So now let's go to Isaiah chapter 47. Quick precept. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 47, one moment. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. It said, Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicacy. So that everybody, people are knowing that America is weak. And everybody, hey, America is finished. This inner structure is collapsed. You know, everything around us, you know what I'm saying? The vibration is changing. And that about the Lord is it's constantly, you know what I'm saying? And it bringing forth that righteousness. And that about we seeing that America is constantly plunging. You know what I'm saying? That about this place is finished. If you love it here, you're getting ready to die here. And that about what the Lord says, sit down, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And that about, you know what I'm saying, which in fact is America. And that about, you know what I'm saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? So Esau kingdom is getting ready to be destroyed. And that about Esau is the end of of this earth age. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven that dwells with righteousness. So now let's go to Revelation chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17. One moment. Voice kind of dry, my mouth kind of dry, but hey, we're gonna constantly do the will of the Lord. Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And it reads, said, and the 10 nations which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And out about, hey, that's NATO, you know, the EU, and also these BRIC nations. They're getting ready to come into collaboration, you know, against the whore, which in fact is Babylon the Great, America. And out about, hey, every hand of the wicked is getting ready to turn upon this place. That's why you see all these nations is constantly leaving the dollar alone. You know what I'm saying? They constantly don't want to have anything to do with America. You know what I'm saying? And out about they knowing that America is weak, and out about they're building their own economy, and out about they backing it with there's something that is worth something, which in fact is gold, and out about it going back to the gold standard, and out about you know what I'm saying? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. When you read about it in Job chapter 9 and verse 24, so that out about it, you know what I'm saying? So he brought forth these unrighteous decrees, and out about the Lord is making Esau bear each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we at the end of the dollar. The dollar is getting ready to be obsolete. They're getting ready to roll out this digital currency, December 13th. And out about it, getting ready to try the devil is getting ready to try to fill his belly. But out about it, hey, we already know it's not getting ready to work out. And out about it, the Lord is getting ready to snatch him out of rulership, and we cannot wait. Woo! So out about it, hey, the next superpower that is getting ready to return is It's the kingdom of heaven. That's the superpower that is coming. And out about we cannot wait. So now let's go to our last and final strip. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18. And we'll start up at verse 7. Revelation chapter Revelation chapter 18 and verse 7. And it reads how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she says in her heart, I sit as a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So that about right now, America still think, walking in great pride, the most proud. And everybody, they thinking that they're still the nation police going in every country, taking down their government and putting up a puppet leader. You know what I'm saying? And everybody trying to have total control, but they're in for a rude awakening. So let's start back and forth. And also, they've been living fat off the hog, off of everyone, resource in all these different countries. And all these countries are mad. They are hating the whore. They are tired of they're tired of being bled dry. Through all these different unrighteous decrees, so all these deceptions and lies. And all America has done is shed innocent blood, rob, steal, and murder, take their resource, and also take over their government, and put up their puppet government, so they can stay in control, but hey, the Lord is getting ready to take him out of rulership, and we cannot wait. We're in that transition of power. It's happening right before our eyes. We seeing the Esau kingdom is falling right before our eyes. Hey, we cannot wait. The Lord is doing a mighty work. So now let's start back up at Revelation chapter 18 and verse 8, and it reads, said, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord thy power, who judges her. And out about it, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And out about the Lord is getting ready to judge this place. The indignation of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is upon us. And out about it, so we read upon World War III. And out about things can go nuclear at any given times. And out about we seeing that the Lord is rising up these nations. And out about we seeing that, that nation will be against nation. It's getting ready to be a time of trouble that we have never seen before. We are here. It is at the door. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is the end of the U.S. dollar. So let's read that again. The title of the daily lesson is the U.S. dollar is ending. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikakadash. I like to say, Shalom.